Glenn Anderson is doing his share of damage, too.
So you want to learn how to shuffle chips?
Sure.
Okay, so to shuffle chips, take 4 and put them in like this next to each other, so 2 and 2. Now imagine a rectangle at the 4 corners like this, and take your pinky, ring, pointer, thumb. Then you take your middle finger, lift up the middle, and push them all together. Lift it up, push them together. So practice that and you'll get it.
Looks like Glenn is struggling a little bit with the chip shuffling there. Maybe if he took off some of those championship rings, it'd be a little easier.
He's won 5 rings with the Oilers, 1 with the Rangers. Vanessa Rousso, King, Queen of Spades. She will limp in for 400. George Laraque now, 5-4 off in the small blind.
Well, it's cheap. It's not a great hand, but it's worth a call.
And our PokerStars.net online qualifier is Zachary Tomlinson in the big blind, Queen Deuce of Diamonds. And he checks his option. 3 players will see the flop. It is 8-4-4. Laraque with tripped 4s for BGL.
Well, obviously a good flop there for Laraque.
George first to act.
Good.
Oh, no, don't do that. You see how he glanced over at his chips? That's like tail number 1.
Everyone checked to the turn. It's a jack. Laraque with the check mark.
Sure.
Now the shrug? That's tail number 2. You're giving it away, George.
Everyone checks the turn. River card now is an ace, a 3rd heart on board.
Is he going to finally bet? No, he checks again.
Wow.
And look at that. He's glancing at those chips like it's dinner. Look at, oh my gosh, George.
Tomlinson's going to fire at it with 1,100.
We got to work on George Laraque's poker face for sure.
Action to Vanessa.
Well, Vanessa's suspicious here. I don't think she believes Tomlinson one bit. Her instincts are good here.
And she does lay it down. Back to Laraque.
All in.
That's the move, huh?
Well, he was very disciplined here to check it 3 times.
Oh, George was over here licking his chops when I was thinking about doing something.
Tomlinson lays it down. He had nothing. And George Laraque will take that pot.
Well, he set a trap trying to get some action. Got a little bit on the river. Now he's showing it like Vanessa didn't know.
Why didn't you play?
Well, first 2 reasons. First, I thought he actually had me beat by the end of it, and then also I have you to worry about behind. In your position, I might call with king high because I don't have to worry about another player behind.
George showing some patience in that hand, but Montreal's enforcer will be the first to tell you that treading lightly is not his normal M.O.
As a hockey player, I'm a physical guy. I stand up for my teammates. I fight when I have to. I'm really aggressive. As much as I don't like to admit it, I'm not really good at poker player. I have 2 big faults. I'm not patient, and I don't like to fold. As a competitor and as a tough guy, folding is like quitting. I know it's a dumb thing to say, but that's just the way that I am. I hate folding. I go all in a lot. All in. Even if a lot of times that I actually do go, I know that I'm beaten. It's like a battle for me. I just can't say fold. Anybody that I knock out should quit, never play poker again, and maybe go play Monopoly with your grandma and your grandpa and your uncle and stuff, because you can't be beaten by me because I'm the worst poker player in the world.
Why is there no fighting in poker? If there was, I'd bet Laraque in every poker tournament he entered. You just do not want to put a bad beat on that guy.
All right, back to action here on Glenn Anderson, named as a participant in the TV show Battle of the Blades. That's kind of Canada's version of Dancing with the Stars on Ice. Blinds are up to 3 and 600. Pocket kings for Glenn. And Glenn? What are you going to do, Glenn? Just a limp.
Looks like he's trying to get sneaky again. Last time he had 3 kings, he played it coy. This time, a big pair in the hole. He's looking for some action.
Tomlinson in the small blind, 8-5 of diamonds. He calls. Vanessa, Trey Deuce. And she'll check her option from the big blind.
So Glenn Anderson way in front before the flop.
The flop is 4, 7 ace, 2 diamonds. Anderson's pocket kings are best. Tomlinson is favored, though, with the flush draw.
Well, he's got a flush draw and a straight draw. When you have 2 kings, you feel like an ace is a magnet to the flop. It always seems to come up.
Tomlinson checks his draws. Vanessa bets 1,000 with her straight draw.
She just got a gut shot looking for a 5 on a total bluff here.
Anderson with a best hand, 2,000.
Wow, very aggressive play. Not afraid of the ace one bit. Really?
Tomlinson gives up his hand.
Wow, he was the favorite on the flop. I'm surprised he folded there.
She's eyeing me up.
You want me to call? You have a pocket pair. You have
She's
eight.
right about that.
I'll show you if you fold.
Or ace 5. I gotta call one time.
Gotta pay to see it.
Okay.
Just one time, though.
Vanessa's really just looking for a 5 here. She can't continue unless she turns a straight.
Turn card is a queen, and Anderson's kings are still good.
Well, you see there, if Tomlinson would have played his flush draw, he would have had the best hand right now and won a big pot.
And he is on the sidelines watching. Vanessa checks.
Well, you'd expect Glenn Anderson to check behind, worried about the ace and the flush, but no. He's going to
Tiny
fire out a
bet.
bet again.
It's like a discount now.
1,000.
50% off. Oh, you got it.
But that's suspicious, and Vanessa folds.
So an unorthodox way to play 2 kings there. Set a trap, the ace came out, he still raised
You
it.
have 8-3?
No.
Again?
No. I can't call with 8-3. There, I don't even know what I'm going for if I call with 8-3.
You
I
have
had a
straight?
draw.
Did you? Yeah. Inside straight?
Something like that.
How about exactly like that?
Something like that.
The self-proclaimed poker novice Glenn Anderson proving he's a quick learner. Welcome back to the NHL Charity Shoutout presented by PokerStars.net. 5 players remaining in this, the first of 3 preliminary rounds. So far, the table captains have been Vanessa Rousso and Glenn Anderson, the former Edmonton Oiler, who was part of those great teams in the 80s that won 5 Stanley Cups.
So are those rings like championship rings and stuff?
Yeah. We won them with the Rangers. We've got five of these different ones.
Wow.
5 times with Edmonton.
In poker, the big thing's bracelets.
I know, yeah. You don't get a ring for this
Actually,
one?
believe it or not, I won this Rolex in a tournament one time. Yeah, which was pretty cool. But I would still rather have a WSOP bracelet, which I don't have yet.
Vanessa's come close, finishing 8th in a 2006 World Series tournament. Action on. George Laraque, pocket 8s.
Well, the question here
All
is,
in.
how does he play it? And he says all in.
All in. To Tomlinson now. He folds 8 tray. Rousso. 10-7. Boy, everything she's touched has turned to gold, but she'll fold. Ace-queen for Anderson.
Well, that's a pretty big hand here for Glenn Anderson. He's got enough chips to make the call.
The 3rd time.
He's got Laraque covered.
I'll call.
He makes the commitment finally. Luongo in the big blind. Roberto looks down at a queen and a 4.
Well, Luongo's going to get out of the way for sure. He knows what he's doing.
All right, so it is Laraque all in and a coin flip with Glenn Anderson.
Well, that's what they call the classic confrontation, a pair versus 2 overcards. Laraque with a slight advantage there.
Anderson trying to knock Laraque
Hey,
off.
George, good luck.
Thank you.
How about me?
Well, good luck to you too, but his tournament life's on the line.
Oh.
Well, Vanessa rooting for both players, but with Laraque all in, she gives him a little extra support.
All right, here's the flop. 4, 5, 7, all diamonds. Laraque adds a straight draw. His 8s are still best. Anderson favored with his 2 overs and a flush draw.
Well, it was a good flop for Anderson. Turn card, a good one for Laraque. He's got 1 card left, needs to fade a diamond, ace, or a queen.
Laraque 1 card from a double up. And the river card. Oh, is the queen. Anderson scores 1 at the buzzer to win the pot and knock off George Laraque.
Well, Laraque said he didn't like to fold and was the worst poker player in the world, but he played that hand just fine, just a little unlucky.
He wins money for the Montreal Canadiens Children's Foundation.
Wow. The river. Quite the game.
Anderson may be feeling a little guilty for catching that queen on the river. Let's go to Heidi now, who's with our 5th place finisher, George Laraque.
All right, well, in hockey, there's nothing worse than losing in overtime. In poker, there's nothing worse than losing on the river. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I feel good. You know, I still get to play for my charity. People on the table were great, and it was fun.
Now, Vanessa came out really strong. Now, Glenn Anderson, what the heck? He's taken out 2 in a row.
Well, for us to have a chance, which means the rest of the pack, we're going to have to build somebody else up to play against her because she's the pro. No, I'm glad that Glenn's doing good, and hopefully could give her a run for her money.
Well, thank you so much, George.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Take a look at this, Daniel, the Hockey Hall of Famer, taking a run at the Poker Pro, almost even. Luongo and Tomlinson are way behind.
And remember, 2 players will advance, so Anderson has to be smart and not get involved in some sticky situations.
Lines are up to 4 and 800. Zachary Tomlinson with pocket 7s.
Well, Tomlinson has obviously been waiting for a hand, and this is it.
He is all in for his last 6,700. Vanessa, 4 tray off. Not this time. Roberto Luongo in the big blind. 2 queens.
Dominated. 2 queens, the best hand here. A quick call from Luongo, the best goalie in the world, in my opinion, is looking to knock out Tomlinson with the best hand here.
Good hand, man.
Well, it's not over yet.
This hand pretty much played itself. Tomlinson 7s against the 2 queens of Luongo. And here's the flop, and there's a 7 to give Tomlinson a set.
What a bad beat there. It's not over yet, but my goodness. Luongo was in a dominant position here.
So now Luongo looking for help to make this table a little shorter. Tomlinson trying to hang on a little longer.
Pretty brutal.
Turn card now. And another 7 quads will do it, Daniel.
Oh, talk about overkill. Luongo's played perfectly so far and been unlucky.
River card is a meaningless 4, and Tomlinson will double up with his quad 7s to almost 14,000 chips.
Had to shove, man. That's pretty sick.
Roberto Luongo is the one who was sick. The all-star goalie couldn't stop all those 7s coming at him, and now he's in trouble. Welcome back to the NHL Charity Shoutout presented by PokerStars.net. 4 players remaining. Our current chip leader is NHL Hall of Famer Glenn Anderson. Our low stack is Vancouver Canucks All-Star goalie Roberto Luongo. Action on Vanessa Rousso, and she will fold.
Anderson in great position to be one of the 2 to advance to the finals.
Queen 10 offsuit. Lines at 4 and 800, and he will limp in. Luongo now, 10 of hearts and a jack of clubs. From the small blind, he calls. And to our lucky qualifier, Zachary Tomlinson, coming off quad 7s. He's got jack 8 offsuit. And he'll check his option from the big blind.
3 similar hands here, everybody sharing cards.
Flop is 10-7-5, a 10 for Anderson and Luongo. Anderson with a better kicker.
Uh-oh. Trouble for Luongo. He flopped top pair, made the right play here by moving all in.
I'll call.
But Anderson's got to be dominated.
Tomlinson folded. Anderson with a quick call and the best hand. He's got Luongo outkicked.
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh no. Huh.
So one of the game's all-time clutch scorers, Glenn Anderson, squaring off against one of the best netminders, Roberto Luongo.
What are the odds there?
You're ahead. Needs 3 times 4, 12%. You're 88% favorite.
Well, you got a computer in there?
That's her job to know. It's your job to know, Daniel.
Who didn't know it was 87, 88%? It's pretty obvious.
All right, Anderson trying to knock out Roberto Luongo. Turn card is a 9. Roberto picks up a gut shot straight draw.
Well, he can win with an 8 or a jack now.
Roberto Luongo perhaps down to his last card in this charity shootout. River card is another 9. Luongo finishes in 4th place and wins money for his charity, the Canucks Place Children's Hospice.
Well, you know what? Luongo played great. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say Luongo wins a World Series poker bracelet before my Leafs win a Stanley Cup again.
Glenn's lead gets bigger.
I'm somewhat leery to believe you that this is your first time playing. If it is, honestly, you're playing very well.
Glenn certainly playing like a winner, a role that he has played often throughout his Hall of Fame NHL career.
Played for the Edmonton Oilers for 12 years, where we won 5 Stanley Cups. I had a good supporting cast. Gretzky, Coffey, Curry, Messier, Fuhrer. Our chemistry was there, and we all had the same passion and same goals. To get and be successful in a team sport, it's not the individuals, it's the team that wins. Poker is a little more different. It's more like it's an individual sport. You got to worry about yourself and not the other person.
Muscling me again, are ya?
Well, I think it's the psychology behind it. A lot of the best players that I have seen, they got a good instinct to back off or lay down or get very aggressive. They've got this keen instinct to know exactly what the other guy has.
You have 8.
I'm not that prolific at playing poker, but you know, the old saying goes, the harder you practice, the luckier you get. So I've been pretty lucky.